Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Dominions 4. Some of you may notice that my amount of water gems is lower than what it was previously, and you will soon find out why. Ooh, a lot of battles happening. It's always a good way to start an episode. 3 levels of alteration in one go. Easy research is easy. No fire sites, though, unfortunately. An earth site. I'll take it. Oh, and I cast some scrying pools so that we could see around the world a little bit. Just for a short while to help with my knowledge. Not my dark knowledge, but my regular knowledge. Okay, it looks like Mictlan is not satisfied with bloodying my nose. It wants more. So let's see what he does this time. Okay, so Mictlan is attacking me with Atlanteans? Wait, did I miss up? Was that Atlantis attacking me? I could have sworn it was Mictlan. And this is where Mictlan is. We'll see. So they have some regular shamblers. Nothing too great. War shamblers, I guess. Maybe this is a mercenary troop. But he's a sacred troop. I just must have messed up somehow. Maybe it was Atlantis. Either way, I think we have this one. Maybe my one of my Shuras might get banished, but I certainly hope not. This guy seems to be missing a lot with his aim. And all it took was the Shuras, and they're running. And it is the armies of Mictlan. So it was not Atlantis. You know what this means, folks. It means that they're in cahoots. Atlantis and Mictlan are working together to defeat Date Masamune, and that is completely unacceptable, and they must be stopped. And they will be stopped. But okay, let's see what we have here. Oh, look at this! It looks like a Uba, but isn't quite. What is it? It's a Nushi. Yasuko. The Nushi is a swamp spirit. It has the appearance of a withered old crone, like the Uba, but takes the appearance of a beautiful woman when in the company of men. When it strikes, it reverts to the crone form and claws her attackers. All Nushi can change shape into serpents if threatened. The Nushi is attuned to her home and will gradually wither and die if she leaves her swamp. So the Nushi is a 2 nature, 3 water, 1 death summon with awe. And like all creatures with amazing abilities, she is homesick 20, which means she loses 20% of her hit points every turn she's away from home. I did not know that. I thought that I could use her to go underwater with my armies and rock the party, but apparently she cannot do so. So instead, I will use her to cast spells, as she is quite versatile, and forge items, and she's another double nature, since it appears none of my Ubas, except for the one I just recruited, thank you very much Shizuka, has 2 nature. So we're in good shape now. We're also slowly building up our air gem surplus in order to summon Chris. Or Lighthawk. Just Lighthawk, no Chris. Okay, so first things first. Okay, it looks like Augury is no longer... Augury's working. It looks like Gnome Lore is no longer working. So Baboona, we need to find something else for you to do, and I'm sure there is plenty. But for right now, without wasting any time, let's get Yeknodathon away from the battle before somebody gets hurt. Gus, you are going to be the beneficiary of Yeknodathon's troops. And the majority of his guardians, but not all, are going to go to my beleaguered, well, looks like Tom Hallier. Okay, fine. They'll guard Tom. Okay. Let's put Tom somewhere kind of safe. Well, actually, that's not safe. That's right in the front of everything. Let's move him back, I guess. And there, his guard. Yeknodathon will be heading back home, where it's safe. And I like what everybody else is doing. So, still, I'm not quite confident in my ability to take on these big armies. I'm going to need a bit more. Okay, he can go here, and that'll allow him to go there. Perfect. All right. And Yagnodathon, let's change up your orders to just retreat. So that way, in case you're suddenly thrust into battle, we can get you out of there. That's a good... No, that's not... Is that what I wanted to do? No, that was definitely not what I wanted to do. Okay, Tom... No. So, okay, so I moved Yagnodathon instead of Tom. Excuse me, everyone, for my foolishness. There's Yagnodathon. Okay. Excellent. So he's coming back. These guys are doing just fine for the moment. Province defense is up there. I would love those enchantresses. I want to build a castle there, but we'll see what happens. It's about time for some jerk spells, I think. We've pretty much searched the heck out of N.A. Umral, and there's not much there. We have our Black Servant here. He's going to come here. And then Yukako is going to assassinate whomever she can get a hold of. We're holding strong here. And General Kao is here. Both of our friends, Kota, Ansoku Maru. So basically all we need here is troops. We have plenty of leaders, another mage on the way. We just need troops. And we are low on much of everything, but I'll at least get, well, 2 of these guys, and then some Obakemonos. But not so many that I run out of gold, because I need to recruit here as well. Alright, 6 of these guys, and 2 Obakemono. And I have 144 gold. Just enough for an Uba. Yes, I know. I know. Sorcerers, yay. There's Agartha. They're moving in here. I'm not sure. I meant they must have come from here. Vanarus. Masafumi is here. His purpose is to get to this castle and build a temple, because I don't have many of them. And as you can tell, my candles aren't going very far. Where I own land, they're weak and slow, except for around here where Atlantis' dominion, or could be Vanarus's, I'm not sure, is pushing me out of the way. So I'm worried about these guys. I'm going to be honest. They're defending, and they're strong, and there's good province defense. And it's underground, I think, where... Well, no, they don't have dark vision. But... Oh, well. I mean, what can I do? Well, that's not... What can I do? I can raise the defense a little bit. Friendly civilization. No, even with 9 gold, I can't. Oh, well. And by the way, that's how I knew that I could do that, because it said friendly civilization. Organizing defense will be cheaper than usual in this province because the native people come along well with Shinuyama, which I believe is European for get along well for those of us in the States. Alright. So the Bakemono that I want to spend some time talking about today is none other than my favorite and our prevalent Ubas, who actually in the Bakemono lore are referred to as Yamaubas. Ooh, we found a fire site. I'll take that. We found a nature site. Okay, let's see if this assassin went through. So, the Yamauba has a very complex history. And another commander have we taken out. Or, well, he's running away. I'm not sure if that means death or not. But Yukako is rapidly earning her stripes. Alright, N.A. Umral, just what I thought. Just what I thought. Atlantis is coming to take this province back. Hopefully, oh yeah, we can handle this. So while we're watching this magnificent battle, let me say a little bit more. The Yamauba surfaces quite a bit in Japanese folklore, and she starts off as a monster, like almost an oni. She looks like an oni. She's a hag. She's a cannibal. She has beady eyes, a long nose, and a mouth that goes from ear to ear. And she was first written about in this form, or not first, but most popularly written about in this form, in a popular folktale called the Ushitaka Yamauba, which means the ox driver and the mountain hag. So in this tale, a Yamauba harasses an ox driver who is carrying a load of mackerel through a mountain pass. And so she eats his mackerel, she eats his ox, and she tries to eat him. But, like all good stories, the ox driver is clever and hides up in the rafters of her hut, and then when she is sleeping, kills her by pouring boiling water on her. Where he got the water, why it's boiling, I don't know. You'll have to read the story. But then, starting in the No plays, and that's No, N-O-H, the figure of the Yamauba became a bit more positive. You know, she was seen more as an epitome of Buddhist dualism, and she was a much more complex creature. She could do benevolent things. I mean, she wasn't particularly good or evil. She was just a mixture of both. And there's even some speculation that the lore of the Yamauba came from more mundane, real-life means, which is that it's a term that in some districts, at least according to Obakemono report, that was used for any old woman living out in the woods by herself. So it could have been started with just a crazy old woman who unfortunately maybe was abandoned by her family because they couldn't take care of her in times of hardship, and from that sprung the legend of the Yamauba. So a very interesting and complex character for just our little research mage here in this game. And I have some good news, friends. I have some very good news. Mictlan is getting cocky. And when Mictlan gets cocky, Mictlan gets daddy. They are attacking my capital all by himself. He's taking some arrows. Now he's fighting my Obakemono. And this is not going to go too well for him. I don't see this going too well for him at all. This is just my province defense now. He's a tough guy, though. He's taken... There we go. Alright. Goodbye to you. Teotl of the Night. And, of course, you killed our god. Again. Lithia. Uh-oh. This province that I had my scout in is being attacked by Atlantis. I'm going to have to move him out very soon. And their god. Well, I'm glad their god is way over there and not anywhere near... Hello. What are you? Eternal Night. What? The Eternal Knights swore to serve the Holy Father of Eldregate and were granted immortality. With the fall of Ermor, they fought against their corrupted masters, but were overwhelmed and imprisoned. With the re-emergence of Ermor, they escaped their infernal prison. Now they serve themselves and often fight for the highest bidder. The Eternal Knights wield great flaming swords that shred the flesh of undead beings. But this is the province defense! Oh, Atlantis, you picked the wrong party to crash, buddy. You were gonna get nailed. Come on, where is he? Already got 3 afflictions, weakened, limp, never healing wound. Oh, you were done for, sucker. See, folks, I'm not the only one who can make miscalculations in this game. The AI is quite capable of it on their own. More income, I'll take it. So now you can appreciate our Ubas and the unique history that they have. And my scout can stay here. And of course, let's move her out of there. And let's move down here. Let's just keep going from place to place and upsetting the locals. You guys are going to stay here still. Although things are getting a little dicey here. I don't understand why everybody's able to amass such huge numbers of troops. Yeknotathon, you're going home. Okay. So I don't have my Nushi. I do have my Nushi, but I thought she was going to be able to go underwater. And she cannot, unfortunately. But I have her defending, which is ridiculously stupid. And I'm sure many of you in the comments will be like, oh, Marcus, you're not researching. The thing is, when I play on my own, I can take an hour if I want, just to move pieces around and do one turn. But when I'm recording, you know, I want to keep things moving. I don't want to just go around saying, okay, you're going to research, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, because I want to keep it somewhat interesting for you. So Crazy Man, Here's your Amulet of the Giants, and it's between a Barkskin Amulet and the Dancing Shield. And I think I'm going to go with the Barkskin Amulet in this instance. So his protection's up. He does, however, have a 5 susceptibility to fire. I'm not sure if I like that. The Amulet of Giants makes them bigger. It hasn't had an effect on his hit points yet, though. I thought that it would give him more hit points. Maximum hit points 27. Maybe that means on the battlefield it'll go up to 27. I don't know. Interesting. Either way, Crazy Man, you are entering the battle. And you are going to have your guard, of course, like every Shura. You're going to hold and attack. And you are going to move some more troops up to the front. And I know they're undisciplined, but we will rediscipline them when they get to the front. Okay, so many of you have spoke about my need to go underwater, and yes, that is a need. That is a dire need, but it is not my number one need. I mean, Mictlan is surging down here, and I can't allow that to continue. And recruiting Kappas and taking over underwater provinces, they're not really threatening me from right here. They really aren't. Whereas this is a threat. So, while I see and I understand, I'm going to need to protect myself as best I can. I'd like another assassin, because she seems to be pretty effective, so let's send her down against Mictlan. And in the meantime, of course, we're going to recruit our usual batch of 6 of these guys, and there's my resources. Really? She takes that much? 5? Weird. Alright, well, whatever. So here's where the real troop recruiting is happening, because I'm still recruiting my cheapies here. Some of you already out of resources. Alright, maybe not. Maybe I'll recruit my expensives after all. You know, I need to check something out, though. I've heard that and PUD, of course, is worthless. Fire, water, and air. So I'm trying to get someone with 3 in the same path, but this isn't working for me. So I've heard that building temples... No? I don't know why, but I heard they cost twice as much for Shinuyama, but that does not appear to be the case. It does not appear to be the case at all. So, Simaru, you're going to research, and unfortunately that's all we can do right now. See the states that I'm in? I need to move troops, and I just don't have a lot going on here. My bowman I can give to Ansokumaru, and I'll give you, actually, 2 guardians of your own. Now, I don't know what to do with Onsakumaru, to be perfectly honest. He's a cool idea for a thug. He drains life. You know, he's a vampire creature, and he has a special effect that causes units in his range to not want to attack him. But he really doesn't have any cool abilities besides Dark Vision, and his protection and defense... His defense is good, but his protection is abysmal. So, without items, he's really just not much of anything. How about a Dancing Shield? You know, that'll keep it to at least... protection of 20 against, where do I have that? I'm not sure. I thought it said protection of 20 against certain things, but I guess not. Well, see, that's not even that helpful for him. And he can't cast spells either. So, right now he's just going to function as a leader, as your typical leader. And of course we're going to move our archers to the back to give them more time to fire. And Kota, I mean, it's not very useful to have Kota in a land battle. They get fatigue. Let's give General Cow these guys. Undisciplined, maybe off to the side. Well, actually, they both can be off to the side. And I'll have these guys hold and attack rearmost. For the good it will do. General Cow, you are also going to hold and stay behind troops. And you're going to stay in such proximity to Yaknodathon, or not Yaknodathon, to Ansokumaru, that his guard can also be your guard. But still, we are not in particularly enlightening situation here. Now that I have a ton of alteration research, and I'll go back into construction here to get to level 6. Or should I go to conjuration so that I can get Gozu Mezus, which will be a great bodyguard unit for our Shuras, and I also can get Oni Generals and Kitsunes. 683, construction 292. Alright, I'm researching really well, so construction's where it's going to be. What I want to see here is I want to see if my Warrior Mage, and I believe it's, yeah, this guy is the guy who has the good pads. I want to see if he can do what I need him to do. So, he can't summon Earth Power. Already that's a negative. He can do Iron Skin, though. Takes 20 fatigue, though, so he's going to get 20 fatigue from that. And he cannot do Mistform. Okay, I thought he could do Mistform with 1 air, but he can't. So actually, he's kind of worthless. As a thug, As a thug, this guy is worthless with just 1. He could protect himself from lightning, I guess. And he can, of course, Iron Skin himself, and Temper Flesh. But by that time, he'll be so fatigued, it won't even matter. Okay, disappointing. I thought I'd actually be able to get some cool use out of this guy. I thought that he'd be able to Mistform and summon Earth Power and do all that, but he can't. Now this guy, Narek, at this point now, he can do some things. He can summon Earth Power. He can Iron Skin himself. He can Temper his flesh. And at this point, he has Earth Power, so he'll be reinvigorated. Put some items on him, and he might be worth something. And I'll figure out something to do with Simaru when I get the chance. Okay, well, here we are again. Construction's up. No sites. 1 new site. Okay, you know, that's what we'll do right now before I end the episode, is we'll look through the new sites that we've got. And Winna is under attack again. This time with a much more sizable force, including some Zots, and their usual menagerie of serpents, dragons, toads. They even got some foul spawn into the mix here. And this time they're blessing their troops. So that's no good. Blessing doesn't do much for them, though. Undying +6. I'm not even sure what that does. Doesn't say. Alright, well, we have good province defense, and we have 3 whole Shuras, although one of them is currently causing our commander, this Deer Tribe Shaman, to freeze to death, which is kind of funny, but probably not tactically beneficial. We can move it up a little bit here. We are trading ranged attacks. The Zots are getting Zotted. And again with the cold spray. The Shuras are entering the field. And we're going to need them soon, because these Bakemono are not going to stand up against this for much longer. Already we got a hit. Come on, guys. Yeah. They are amazing, especially when working as a team. This guy's Berserk, though. Well, he was Berserk. My guys are Berserk. Crazy. And goodbye. We lost 6 Bakemono shows. All of our Dai Bakemono survived. They lost 41 assorted troops, but they still have, what is this, 50 of them left. That is not optimal. And of course they just keep growing and growing and growing. Alright, so let's have a look at our nation, and let's look at what we have. Now these are our magic sites. The plain magic sites are just ones that give you gems. The ones you really want to look at are these ones with the little pluses. The purple pluses are there because they do something. In this case it boosts death ritual range by 2 provinces. But the ones we really like are, here's another purple plus, enchantment bonus of 40, is the yellow pluses. The yellow pluses are troops that we can recruit. So Wizard of the Crescent Moon, we've seen them. That's in the Amazon province. Enchantress, we've seen them. That's up there that we want to hopefully get. Death Mage Manor to Summon a Bane. Yes, we like that a lot. And finally, Wizard and Warrior Mage, which you have seen. So nothing new. It looks like all these sites that we've seen, or we've found recently, have just been sites that generate gems, like these tar pits. You can see here what has been searched. Fire still needs to be searched in a lot of places, and air needs to be searched in a lot of places, but as we've discovered, air search spells don't go very far, strangely enough. Let's look at the Hall of Fame here. We have Bakemono Batman up top. He is unfortunately dead, but he's number 2. Hannibal of Agartha was number 1. Unit 171 is our current strongest hero surviving, 28 kills, 48 experience. Then slightly down further, we have some, we have Sheena, Gus, and Artemis Fowl, who have no kills because they're just leading troops, but plenty of experience. And that's it for us, unfortunately. So we could use some more heroes, but while there are living claimants to our throne, that's not going to be possible. Let's see if the graphs have changed at all in our favor. Provinces? Yes, we are no longer last. Last is now Agartha, who seems to have been taking it very hard from Vanarus. We are now second last, but we're not too far from Atlantis, honestly, and Mictlan, not too far either. Forts, look, Atlantis is forting up. They are a very defensive player. We have 2. Many of these folks have 3, including Vanarus, Bandar Log, and Agartha, and Atlantis has 5. Mictlan apparently only still has the 1. We are now third to last in income with Agartha and Bandar Log before us, and we're pretty much even with Mictlan. So that's good. Atlantis is still running away with that. Look at the gem income discrepancy. We are swimming in gems compared to everybody else, so hopefully that'll benefit us in summons and on the battlefield. Research, again, we're maintaining a respectable lead. Dominion, we are dead last. We haven't built 1 temple. That makes sense. And army size, we are no longer dead last. We are now slowly growing, and we're ahead of Agartha. We're almost caught up with Vanarus, and Mictlan has been taking some hits from me, I guess. Atlantis is scary. I'm not sure where all these troops are, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't see them here in my border territories. You're going to assassinate. She's got some experience. I'd like her to be a hero. A heroic assassin would be quite nice. And Dustheart, we're going to move you here. Oh, and you know, I never even looked at the provinces I'm scrying, so let's take a look at them. Mictlan owns this one. This is their throne. And it's a cave province, so it'll be good for me. There's a sun priest there. Otherwise, not too much. And then this one is still neutral. This must be the level 3, because it's a netter of kings. And it's a pretty powerful force. So this is great for me, because it kind of gives me a sense of what's transpiring. I wish, like a scout, it would show me even rudimentary reports of the nearby provinces, but unfortunately it does not. So I have a new assassin here. I thought, there she is, Toya. And she is going to start raising some cane, and it's time for me to go. So thank you very much for watching. This is kind of a tense situation. Unlike I'm not going to skip ahead. This is not a tutorial. This is just to watch and have fun. So I'm going to show every bit of it, although I am going to try to do my searching and unit movement and spell summoning and such between videos to keep things moving forward. But if we're going to claw ourselves up from the ground, basically, we're going to do it together as a team. So thank you all very much for watching. Have a good one.